So I got the deer. My dad was texting me. I got the deer. He's in the back of the truck right now. Sorry I didn't get to film him today, and I didn't film the one yesterday. I don't have a very good way of filming deer. I didn't really get a chance to do any type of interview before the hunt today because he came out right after daylight for the most part. I think it gets daylight around 6:45. I shot him at like 7:30, so right when it was good and bright outside, that's when he come walking through. Just a little backstory about this deer. I guess backstory or how I actually got on him. I went out yesterday afternoon. I got into the woods yesterday afternoon at 11. I was going to hunt from about 11 to 2. And the first place that I went to, I just didn't like it. I didn't see a whole lot of sign. There was trails, but other than the trails, I just didn't see anything that told me to hunt here. And that's what I'm always looking for. I'm always looking for something that tells me, hey, you need to hunt here, whether it be, you know, decent buck sign, like really hot scrapes, good hot food source, a fresh rub line, what else? Fresh, actually, I think my number one thing that tells me to hunt here is fresh tracks and fresh deer crap. If I see really big deer peels clumped together with fresh tracks that are fairly kicked up, like that fresh dirt that's been just cut, that fresh cut mud, I'll hang on that all day long, really. I love hanging on that kind of stuff. Not necessarily for the sense that I know that those deer could have done that at night, but that fresh sign like that just tells me that there's somewhere in there, you know, and that first sit in that area on that fresh sign is going to give you the best information, you know, about what these deer are doing. So I went in yesterday. I didn't like where I was sitting, so I decided to get up and I was going to go scout an area that I had never sat in before. So this is going to be the first time I actually entered into this area. Got in, literally crossed the trail there, got down into this creek bottom probably 30 yards and instantly jumped this buck up out of his, I didn't know it was a buck, I just saw a big body deer, jumped this deer up out of his bedding area, or his bed. I jumped it out of his bed 30 yards off the main trail. I didn't take another step. I turned right back around. I hung my climber on a tree that was 5 yards, 10 yards from that bed, and I got out of there. And subsequently, I shot a doe on the way out, just as a bonus deer, I guess. Little doe that I shot walking back up to my truck. So I left my stand there overnight, came back the next day, or I came back this morning super early. Like, you're allowed to be on the WMA here at 4 o'clock in the morning is the earliest you can be on the WMA. I was stepping out of my truck at 4:01 going into the woods. Like, I was getting in there as early as I could because I wanted to beat this buck back to this bed that I knew he was going to come back to. Just because I bumped him out of that bed once, that's not going to make him go away from a bed that he knows is secure, because the bed did its job. He was safe from predators, which is me, and he was looking down that access road that I was coming down. That's how he was able to get out of there. So he feels safe in that bed, obviously, because it works. But I had to beat him back to that bed before daylight, and he messed up. And either he hung around too long where he was at last night, or his trail, or he came in too late. But either way, he was trying to get back to that bed. And I ended up shooting him probably about 3 yards outside of that bed. So, blood trail is really good. Double long pass through. I switched to my Muzzy. I switched to Muzzy 100s because I have Musakia, I think that's how you say it, Musakia 4-blade 100-grain broadheads in the mail on the way to me right now. So I switched to the Muzzy 100s that you just buy at Walmart for 17 bucks. Just to tune my bow, make sure my bow is shooting fixed blade broadheads just fine. It is. It's shooting fixed blades just fine. I knew it was because I got it perfectly paper tuned. So I've been using these fixed blades. I shot this 8-point this morning with the same arrow and broadhead that I shot the doe with yesterday. I just resharpened the broadhead with my broadhead sharpener, threw it back on there and shot it this morning. So that is officially my lucky arrow. It just drove straight through him, double long pass through. It dug into the ground another like 6 inches into the ground behind the buck. So the setup that I'm rolling with right now is super, super impressive as far as just destruction, pass-through potential, coming out of that Z7 Extreme. That Z7 Extreme is by far one of my favorite bows that I've ever shot. Like, I've been dead nuts with that Z7 Extreme. So I'm pulling into Walmart right now. I'm gonna get some stuff to get ready to clean this deer in the backyard. I got 2 little boys ready to see it. So I'll post this probably sometime today. I got a new phone, so that's probably why the picture looks a little different. So I need to figure out how to do all my video editing through this phone. Anyway, guys, see you later.